Dude,
I'm sure they're funny.
We're gonna go to do this Detective Pikachu like review, and we're just gonna be too fucking giggly.
Good.
True.
Or do you want to start the episode then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already started.
Start us off, buddy. All right, welcome to a podcast. It's us and also Tyler. We have a special guest today.
I got nervous.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
Hello, this is Tyler.
No, you can't do that.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
Dude, stop, okay? I'll give you the right.
All right, I'll back off. I'm Kyle.
Okay, thank you. I'm Tyler.
I'm also Devon.
What's up? I'm Devon, actually.
We're sharing Devon.
I'm Detective Pikachu.
And I'm Michael B. Jordan.
And
I'm white now.
We have joint custody of Devon.
What? Wait, you have joint custody of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you part of me or all of me?
Yes.
Fair.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically? Or
Metaphysically, you cannot put things on the table.
You can't put things in my asshole. But we're all not perfect.
Start it
Oh
over.
my god.
Anyway,
Start it
so
over.
this
No, start it over. For this part.
Because this is literally the moment we say, all right, we're going to start recording. We're all just like... and recede
We
into our
don't know
necks.
what to do.
I can
noticed-
introduce it as a different podcast.
Welcome to Squiggly Biggly Podcast.
welcome to Tyler's podcast. We have guest stars Kyle,
Welcome.
Devon, and Sam.
That's right.
Welcome to...
Tyler's Sex Dungeon.
Wait, let me do a bit.
Oh, go for it, go for
A
it.
second.
Best bit ever.
I was trying to think of if I should do a voice or not, but I'm not gonna do it. All right.
Wait, hold on. Before we start, what's that Pokemon that I was talking about? The
Lickitung?
Lickitung.
Yeah.
Alright, I just
Dude,
wanna
come
have
on,
that
you
in
can't
my
remember the
head.
name Lickitung.
I just want to have it in my
Okay.
head.
Why are you
All right.
shirtless?
Look,
Because I'm epic.
here I go. Okay.
Okay.
Dude.
Okay, here we go.
I tried to force a burp.
Can I do
No.
this podcast without pants on?
I would recommend against
Always.
it.
Okay.
No, do it. Live your truth. All right. Welcome back to the Rate My Squidward fan art.
I'm sorry. Did you say
It's a podcast. It's completely audio.
Hold on. Did you say rate or rape?
Great.
Rate Squidward.
Rate My Squidward fan art podcast. So it's just
You have to describe the pictures to them.
It's seriously just like. So this is Well, in this picture, I drew him on a horse,
Oh, it's all his art.
and the horse is just like really muscular.
Wait, he's rating his own art.
So what do you guys think of this one? Comment down below, or send me an email, or add me on PSN and send me a direct message.
Or join
This
my
one-
Discord.
This one I drew while
Masturbating.
on mushrooms,
Heavily intoxicated.
heavily intoxicated, and on mushrooms. And the mushrooms
It's
were
me.
also intoxicated.
They were soaked in vodka.
You can tell because I drew it on a paper bag.
And it's Squidward, but he has SpongeBob's cock.
I don't know what that looks like.
It's very square.
It's porous.
Oh god.
When he comes, it
And
just
very nautical.
explodes. It doesn't come out.
It's like when you wring out a sponge. It's just like,
Just gross fucking moldy water.
and it doesn't have any, like pressure or push because there's no, it's not a tube.
It just slowly slides out.
Eat your heart out, Sandy.
Oh my. Well,
You never canonically fuck.
No.
What are the things I can't say on this show?
What are the things you can't?
almost
almost
everything that
nothing,
Just happened.
just-
So.
No.
I feel like you should
Okay,
start
no-
a second
okay.
channel
Nothing-
and release just this.
Okay, nothing political and none of the 3 forbidden internet words.
What are the 3 information?
I will
Can you
list
say
them
them?
now for your convenience.
Yeah, list them now. We're not gonna.
And
John Busey.
No, what was the?
and
was the thing you said
Ben
earlier?
Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro. No, come on. We are not silencing Ben Shapiro.
I would never say
It was Stuart Little.
Stuart Little,
Stuart
yeah.
Little is what you were saying.
Just silence him.
Okay, look.
What?
The atmosphere just got really uncool.
I'm really uncomfortable now. So today we went and saw Detective Pikachu. And we're gonna attempt to scramble through our thoughts on it. This is a spoiler podcast, by the way. So if you You're gonna watch this video before watching the movie. You're gonna find this video before ever hearing about the movie. Fuck off.
Yeah, you're gonna watch Detective Pikachu
And then be
full spoilers. I haven't seen the movie yet.
You're gonna
You
watch-
spoiled it. I got 45 minutes into the podcast.
You're gonna watch Detective Pikachu and be like, I wonder what someone with 18 subscribers thinks about it. I have to know. I'm dying to know this.
Before I watch it.
Honestly, at this point, we pretty much created the channel on a basis of we like to go back and watch our own memories because we don't get to hang out very often.
Basically,
so it's like
yeah.
it's just a memory vault for ourselves that makes us laugh, and if it brings other people, awesome.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
I think
That's
we
very
probably
nice.
watch our own stuff more than anyone else watches our own stuff.
Absolutely. I pretty much stopped telling my friends about it because I'm like, they'll watch if they want to. They don't.
Is this going in the podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is one of the
I think this
podcasts.
should be
Okay.
the start. I like
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause then,
we
like,
basically have Tyler here,
Hi, I'm
which
Tyler.
is Kyle brother.
Because when
Kyle
Is that all?
Kyle
I,
brother.
Yeah.
Is that all I am to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just Kyle brother.
but like
his last name is actually Kyle,
Kyle brother.
yeah, no. So like
Kyle Brotherson.
because I wanted to address the whole thing that's like why we started the show, because then when we have 3 billion subscribers you can be like, we did it all for the money, baby.
Because no one will watch this.
Yeah, no one watched this shit.
No one will take a record of this or remember anything that's said.
No. So we saw Detective Pikachu, and
Yes, we did.
overall, I thought it was fine, but God, was it stupid at times?
Do we
Yeah.
want to go around the table and just give like?
And
Just like a couple
quick-
of words.
I think
Okay, yeah.
we should give like a few sentences and then your rating out of 10.
All right.
Okay.
Start off like just.
You
get
sure we
a-
shouldn't do the
'cause-
rating out of 10 at the end? Or
Yeah,
is this gonna be like a premise?
Is this
we'll do
like
it
a
at the end,
serious
and then we'll
rating?
talk about
Okay.
it.
Or like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
joking
serious
rating?
rating.
No, seriously.
Okay.
Serious rating.
Sam, this is a serious podcast, damn it.
This is a serious.
I can
This
tell.
is going on the
This is
Criterion
a-
collection.
Listen,
Yes.
this is a serious podcast. We didn't spend like the last half hour talking about porn if we weren't serious.
We might have cut that out.
You know what? I'm just gonna have to censor what you just said. They'll never know what we were talking about.
They'll never.
All right.
Well, then if we censor, they're gonna think it's maybe something worse.
That is how that works. Like what? Now you've left it to my imagination,
Dude, they're
And that's
talking
way
about the
crazier.
secret penguin mafia that's slowly going to rise.
Please
up in the
censor that
Antarctic.
too.
Please
Please
censor
censor
that.
that
The
too.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Censor that part for being not funny.
Oh, whatever.
Stop banging your elbows on the table.
I didn't bang
Can
my
you
elbow.
say? Can you?
right.
I'm asking you to do a lot of editing work. Can you censor? Can you censor that whole speech? It's just an audio clip of Ben Shapiro owning somebody. Please.
What?
What the fuck?
I regret my decision to be on this show.
Yeah, you should.
So why don't you
Yeah.
start with your Detective Pikachu rating because you're our guest.
Okay. I thought that it was very charming. It was a lot more like cutesy than I thought it was going to be, which I don't know what I was expecting for like a kids movie. But
fair.
I also thought that it was like a decent mystery for a little while. It was kind of like a good, throwback to like noir films.
Right.
But it got real stupid at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had some stupid parts that were like funny, and then it had
Yeah.
some stupid parts at the end that were just confusing.
Right.
But overall, I'd say it was a lot better than I expected, and I mean, I'd give it like a solid 7. Like, don't skip it, but
You don't need a rewatch.
but I like don't rewatch it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
I'll go next. So, one thing that a lot of people didn't know, I thought the music was really good in that movie.
Yeah.
The music
Yeah,
was really good. It
music
reminded me of like the
surprisingly
kind of
good.
like techie feel.
Yeah,
thought that was
I have
really
a lot
cool.
to say about the music.
I feel
I'm
pretty sure all the music was generally just the
No.
Pokemon
No.
theme song.
No,
like
no.
Reaper.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into
No?
that.
Okay.
But overall, honestly, Ryan Reynolds kind of carried the whole thing.
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
I
it
really
didn't
think-
have Ryan Reynolds.
The kid was just not entertaining at all. He was boring. He was obnoxious, and he like was so stone faced with the whole thing, where he's like, "My dad died. Oops," and like I didn't feel like we didn't. I get now at the end we realize why we didn't, because what I was thinking is like, why don't we get like a scene where he's with his dad so we can get get the interaction? But I know now why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it had a lot of stupid. Can we scooch the mic a little bit closer to me, by the way, because I'm very far away.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Screw like the whole PC.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh no.
Oh
Okay.
no, it did
There we
it.
go.
I think I
All right,
fixed it.
so I think, like, I don't know. One thing that kind of bothered me was I guess a movie for kids. One thing that kind of bothered me is the whole movie. I felt like Pikachu was just explaining everything that happened after it happened.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like exposition where they just straight up said exactly what was happening,
Right.
Than,
I was like, you don't.
Yeah.
So how many out of 10?
I kind of like in the same boat of like watch it once. I wouldn't rewatch it. If it was on, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll let it play in the background.
It's like a 7 out of 10. 6 maybe.
I'd go low. I'd personally go lower than a 7, but we'll get to that.
I'll give it. So I want to say somewhere between a 5 and a 6, but I'll give it a 5 out of pessimism.
Well, I would say it's not a great movie, right?
Right.
But I was entertained.
I would say-
Hold on, real quick. For a rating system, is it 0 to 10 or is
0
it
to
negative 10 to 10?
It's 0.
No,
to 10.
it's
There's
it's,
no-
well,
Why would
1
you go
to 10.
negative?
So okay,
It was a movie
yeah.
in existence.
So negative.
so
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
no,
1.
true.
So a 10 is like a perfect movie. The negative 10 is like The Room. It's so bad, it's funny.
And somewhere in between.
Okay.
0 is like it's just god awful boring. Don't even watch it. But like this is like it's bad but funny.
It's so bad that it's
Right,
funny.
yeah.
I feel like that would be the 0,
I
while
think-
1
I
would be
think-
the worst movie.
I think you would
Yeah.
just call that a 7. Like
Fair.
it's so bad that you needed to watch it.
Okay, that's
All
fine.
right, Devin, what about you?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of what Kyle kind of said was the actors. I don't think I enjoyed any of the actors, honestly. They
No.
were all, especially the kid, because
That kid sucked so
he was
hard.
so
Yeah.
Okay, wait, my favorite line. Chris, tell him we didn't do this on. Tell me you didn't plan this.
like
That fucking got me.
like I figured it might get better. It didn't.
No.
But and then like of course
I'm sure he's a nice kid.
like yeah, I'm sure you
He
know
had a
maybe he's
couple-
starting
he had a
out. You
couple
know,
good lines.
yeah, he had a couple good lines. I think the emotional part he didn't get at all because like I like. Again, when he was crying, like he just had like the straight face. He didn't have that like slight. It was
Really?
kind of bad. But I think it's one of those movies that you kind of have to watch.
I feel like if you hear about it, you're either gonna be like, I have to watch this, or I don't care. Like, there's
Yeah,
no like,
I
I,
think-
might
yeah.
watch it.
I think you'll enjoy it,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's worth. Like I wouldn't buy it as a DVD or like.
Well, also to preface this, you've never been into Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm not
much.
huge on Pokemon.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think one thing that did bother me was the 3D animation on the Pokemon was less than I was expecting.
I thought it was pretty good.
I think
I thought it was better than I
Sonic.
had previously.
I think maybe
it's
I,
better than Sonic. If Sonic is the benchmark by which all things must be judged,
Oh my-
it is far better than
fucking
Sonic.
everything is better.
A terrible benchmark, though.
We'll review that when it comes out.
All right, bottom line,
Can we?
I think
Yes.
I was originally gonna watch this because it was a meme.
Right.
Honestly,
The novelty.
the whole movie was meme.
Who comes up with this idea?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Honestly, do you guys remember when we first saw the trailer and we all looked at each other and we're like,
We have to
opening-
watch
opening
it.
night, right?
Yeah.
But I think originally I wanted to watch it because it was meme, and then that turned into almost hype.
Yeah.
And I think that was where I went wrong. I shouldn't have gotten hype for it. I think if I watched it as a meme, I would have enjoyed it perfectly.
See, I hyped myself up because I knew it was going to be like so bizarre.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so like the novelty of it was what really I think was the most enjoyable part. Was like this got made.
Yeah,
I think
a movie-
novelty is like the best word to describe
Yeah,
this movie.
a live action movie with 3D animated Pokemon. But it's a mystery
with a
with
Pikachu.
Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah,
and one of them
voicing-
talks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
voicing a Pikachu.
What? A detective Pikachu.
I just think, like, and it's a murder mystery.
What was really
Like,
funny is when
it's
I
so
first
interesting.
heard about Detective Pikachu, all I heard was like, oh, the Detective Pikachu movie. Well, I didn't even hear it was a movie. It was like Detective Pikachu, voiced by Ryan Reynolds. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll have to hear this. And then the game came out, and it was like Detective Pikachu, voiced by Kaiju Tang. And I'm like, did they just lose Reynolds or something along the way? I guess that's that.
I forgot that game came out in
Apparently it
English.
sucks.
Well, yeah,
Huh.
I heard it was bad, but
What?
I had read like a review of the Japanese version.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I'm like, oh, I guess this is over. And then I saw the movie trailer. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a movie. Oh, it's a live action movie.
So what would you give it out of 10?
I'm terrible with ratings. I'd give it a Charmander of a Squirtle.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
that's all right. Yeah.
So,
Bottom line, I would
the
I would go and
conversion
watch
tables on
it.
Google.
Yeah, I would go and watch it if you haven't. If you have, I'm sure you think
have
it's
your
all
opinion
right.
on it.
Yeah, you're.
Well, of course you've watched it. You're here for the spoiler.
Yeah,
cast.
sir.
you wouldn't watch it like without being spoiled.
You wouldn't be here. We can just leave it at that. So
Can we do an endgame spoiler without any of us talking about what actually happened in the movie?
No.
Okay.
Dude. At least we didn't spoil
Maybe.
when Ryan Reynolds actually turned into the real dad from
We
Housewives.
we have to talk about that later.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Let me just say, for my couple word review was, I thought it was for the most part poor acting, except Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan Reynolds is always funny.
Right.
Just because he's that kind of guy. He doesn't even. I feel like Ryan Reynolds doesn't really even have to act. He just is himself, and it's funny.
Right.
No, actually, there was an interview where they asked him, like, they had him in the booth for auditioning,
right?
And they were like, he was like, "Oh, okay, can I do a voice? Like, you want me to do this old timey detective?" I'm like, no, just kind of like you is fine.
Yeah.
I think that's what John Mulaney said he did for Spider-Ham in Spider-Verse. They're like, just say things.
Yeah, because he's got a kind of weird voice,
a distinct voice.
Yeah. So yeah, it was poor acting for the most part. The story, I feel like there was potential. Like the plot was an interesting one, but then I feel like the execution was kind of lame. Just like from scene to scene, I was like, why did they go here? Did you guys got that feeling throughout the movie?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, why are they here right now? I don't feel like they're accomplishing anything. So I feel like the execution was poor. But absolutely, I'd say go see it. It was. It's this weird phenomenon where it's not actually a good movie, but it's so unique that you have to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'd give it a 5.
5? Okay. Yeah. I think I'd lower mine to a 6. Because it isn't good, but it was fun. Good. I was entertained.
Yeah.
So for the actual review purpose, do you want to start from the beginning, go to the end, or just?
I think we should tackle topics, subjects. So we could start with I want to start with the music. Because that was the thing I had the most. I think I have the most to say about.
Okay,
go for it. Because I
have the least to say.
On first viewing of a movie, I usually don't pay attention to the music because I'm trying to wrap my head around the characters and the plot and everything. So I don't really pay attention to the music. That's like a second viewing kind of thing for me.
Yeah. So
there's something really quick I want to mention about the acting. I think at the start it's bad and you notice it's bad, but you fall in love with it later on because you get used to it, and it kind of becomes part of it.
Yeah.
All right, go on. Sorry, music.
Yeah. So, obviously there were some throwback Pokemon themes that were in there. That was cool. You know, I thought they didn't lean too heavily on that. That was something I thought when I was going to see it. I was like, oh, they're just gonna play a bunch of Pokemon songs and everybody's gonna go, yay! That would be fine.
Pokemon.
I think that would have been fine because that music's good. But I really liked when he's walking into the city for the first time, and the music that's playing has this chiptune sound to it. The melody sounded like it was taken right out of Pokemon Red and Blue.
Right. Yeah.
With this
I noticed that
orchestral
the movie.
backing. I really, really liked that. I thought it was really cool and when at the end when Pikachu is fighting Mewtwo and they play some kind of chiptune battle music, I was like, man, I want to listen to this soundtrack without all the stuff in the movie in the way, because I feel like the soundtrack on its own was kind of good.
Yeah,
I feel like I completely missed that.
I only noticed it at the end credits because they did that with the main Pokemon theme.
Yeah,
and they threw in the chiptune kind of thing, the 8-bit kind of sounding music, and I was like, I think that's really interesting to throw that in with orchestral.
Yeah, it was neat
music,
and it had a lot of kick to it. It was very bombastic, and I don't know.
It's such a high energy sound.
It is. Yeah, I was really fascinated by it when he walks into the city. That first scene, I just loved it.
I don't remember what the scene was, but I remember at one point something starts playing, and I was like, okay, yeah, I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm too enveloped.
Yeah.
Give me that kind of arcadey feel.
Yeah, but I think that's all I really had to say with the music. But I wanted to get that out front because I wasn't expecting to really enjoy the soundtrack for Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, I feel like that's usually, in spite of bad writing and everything, I feel like the music is usually the weakest part of all these
campy movies.
Campy kids movies.
Especially
they're always so uninspired. It's all really cliche, and they don't really do anything interesting.
Or it's like, they get whatever teen pop artist to like write a song for the end credits or something.
Well,
I think, which is a phenomenon
like
I will
really
never
cringy
understand.
because it ages the movie.
Yeah,
So like
it
that
makes it
song
dated.
is stuck in that year, and it'll never get past.
Yeah,
it.
that movie, like it's like the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
It's
and
Raining Sunshine by Miranda Cosgrove.
But the Miranda Cosgrove song.
Yeah.
So every time I see that movie, all I can think of is like, oh, it's like 2006 again.
Well, what gets me is like even like in Frozen, where it's like they have like
2006 was way before Miranda Cosgrove.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm
right.
talking
Yeah,
about. It's
well,
like
confused.
2012.
it was who was it was like she's like a Broadway musical singer, Elsa or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, she's like a.
Adina
Yeah.
Menzel.
Yeah. She's like I think she's on Broadway or something.
Yeah, she's
and in the
wicked.
end credits they get Demi Lovato to sing "Let It Go," and I'm like,
Really?
what are you doing?
Hey, buddy, you're really like burning the content for my Frozen cast.
Oh, sorry.
My weekly Frozen podcast.
I think the problem with music in those is like it kind of becomes a musical.
That's
And
the
I mean,
point.
it's
Disney.
not. Yeah, I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
saying
for
that's a
Disney,
bad
yeah.
thing, but it kind of gets old. There's that
know,
kind
for
of style.
I think
And
some movies.
Maybe it's just
the only
just not for
musical
you.
that happened in Detective Pikachu was when Ryan Reynolds was bawling tears.
Singing Pokemon theme song.
theme song.
That got me.
There was an absolute uproar in the theater when that happened.
Which
They were freaking in
was great.
tears. Yeah.
That was great.
Okay, I want just I need. I'm sorry. This is the one that's like burning in my head. I need to look at the villain real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
We can-
which one?
The big one at the end.
Okay. Because I have a lot to say about the surprise villain.
The surprise villain's what I'm talking about.
That's so
Unless you think of somebody
stupid.
else.
I think
The very surprising
very
villain.
surprised.
Am I missing? Wait, who are you talking about?
Well, this is a
we'll get to
spoiler review.
Yes,
You
this
can
is
just
spoiler
say
review.
it.
Yeah.
Ditto, man.
Oh, okay.
Ditto was the real
Yeah.
surprise.
That was the real
Sorry.
surprise.
Ditto is the real MVP villain.
Okay, no, the dude in the wheelchair. Like, I'm sorry,
Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy. Yeah. What was he doing? So he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And he was pissed about that, so he wanted to be inside a Pokemon.
No, he had cancer, so
Yeah.
he's gonna die.
Well, it wasn't.
Did they ever
I don't
say
know.
that?
No,
they said he had cancer.
No,
I
they
thought.
said it was a degenerative disease. So it's something that was wearing him down, over time. That's why he
Oh.
was in a wheelchair.
So he wanted to be.
Okay, that makes the
feel
comment
like-
from his son a little because I thought his son was literally like, "It's not like you can cure cancer." I'm like, dude, that's a fucking dick move. Like
He
that
has
guy's died from
cancer.
cancer. You
He
can
has
do like that.
cancer.
But like,
You can't
messed
say
up,
that.
yeah.
how like he wanted to become a Pokemon. That's fine. And then turn everyone else into Pokemon.
Why?
It was the
What
idea.
purpose?
It was the idea that he wanted everyone to evolve, but he was kind of a nut. In
But
that
why?
way. Because
why- yeah.
he enjoyed he liked Pokemon more than human because he was like, oh, Pokemon evolve. Why can't humans?
But
I think that was
I
the
think he
idea.
was-
I don't think
but
that
it was
was
kind of
clear
weird.
enough. I don't think
Yeah.
they did that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't-
it was
I
so-
I didn't buy it. Like I totally get him wanting to be Mewtwo.
Right.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be Mewtwo?
in the story of this world?
Well, even
The
just,
most powerful Pokemon that
Yeah.
ever was.
it didn't even need to be powerful Pokemon. Just the ability to not die.
Yeah.
Like
I totally got
because
that.
he's dying.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and like I don't know. What was all the other stuff?
I don't know.
Why introduce I can transfer the souls of people into Pokemon?
You know
Yeah.
what- you
And
know
then
what
why
I-
was Mewtwo nice at the end? They even established like, oh, he broke out in Kanto, so that's apparently a part of the world's canon. And then they make him a nice guy. Mewtwo
Well,
is not a nice guy.
I think the idea is even in like the movie,
Well, because Goodman saved him.
yeah, he realizes that
That's what makes him realize it?
there's some good humans, and that's kind of
Wait, did he realize in the first movie though?
yeah,
after
he did.
Ash?
Yeah, Ash.
And then he just forgets.
Do you think
I don't
this-
know if that's canon.
It has to be because they explained the Kanto
Hold
thing.
on, hold on. Do you think this movie runs perfectly in canon
Yeah.
with the 2D animated movie from 2001?
I think.
That would
think
be
it was before that.
That would be
Yeah,
the
it's before
craziest
that.
Because the
sequel.
Ento one was Pokemon 2001.
That'd be like the
It was like
wildest
98.
sequel since Star Wars Episode 7 as a sequel to Star Wars Episode 6. Like, that would be the most
Okay,
wild sequel.
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand.
I think it was just like a cute throwaway line.
right.
Like,
I
Yeah,
honestly-
I feel like
Yeah.
that was meant for like the super fans who grew up with that movie and love that movie.
okay.
Because they're like, let's just do a little throwback here, just a little Easter egg.
I thought there were going to be so many more like references. Maybe I just missed them.
It was like Wreck-It
I don't know
Ralph. Like you go
Pokemon.
and like the advertisement are like, look at all these references, and you get to the movie, it's like, here's Sonic, bye.
Yeah. And here's Bowser and
Yeah.
Robotnik for one scene.
And
It's
then
so weird.
let's
But,
go
like,
back to you really are a bad guy.
God, I hate
Please don't do that again.
I don't
Never
like the
again.
movie, but gosh, she ruins it.
I don't like that movie. This is not that movie.
Yeah.
But there were no other than like the Kanto thing, and I guess if I missed something, but like the Pokemon theme song.
Right.
I think there were.
The end credits where it's like the Pokemon art.
Yeah, that was cool.
was
I
really
like
cool.
that.
That was really
actually.
cool. I really
yeah.
like that.
But like
pretty
other
cool.
than that, there weren't a lot of like cheap references, which I enjoyed,
Right.
but also would have been okay with. You know?
Yeah.
But I thought it was weird that there weren't any.
You know,
Really.
like it's weird seeing the Pokemon and like because you see Pokemon in the game and they're just like they're like clay pretty much, and you see them like
Well, yeah, they all look like they're like colored pencil drawings.
yeah right,
Yeah.
and then
Until,
like
like, the
like
3D
Trico, and you see Trico in this world, and he's like a gross slimy lizard. I'm like, oh, I forgot what
Right.
Trico
His
is.
big glassy eyes.
I think I want to go back to like the 3D model for like the Pokemon because I said I didn't like it. I think that's misunderstood. It's not that I didn't like it. It's that I kind of like thought it was gonna be. I gave it this unrealistic standard that it was gonna like it's gonna look perfect, and it kind of ended up looking like some of the Pokemon were excellently done.
Right.
Some of them kind of almost had like this stone vibe to them, like the Charmander. I don't know if you saw him.
Oh, it looked
at
kinda
the start.
scaly
It
and
almost looked like
leathery.
scaly or like
Yeah.
stone.
I really
Like-
loved Charizard. How he had, like,
yeah,
little
that looked
scales
cool.
like
That looked
was
cool.
cool. Like,
But so I want to re-emphasize that it wasn't bad by any standard. I think I gave it unrealistic standard, and when that goes back to the hype part of it, where I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
But-
You know, it's weird because the CGI has gotten so like crazily detailed now.
Yeah.
Like it's come such a long way, but it's
we
also
just saw Endgame.
Yeah.
it's also
Which is
stagnating
insane.
though because you can always tell the difference between real things moving and CGI moving.
The moment you start
It's the-
thinking about it, you're
it's-
like, I see this
Yeah.
perfectly.
it's the movement that gets me like every time, and like movement and weight are really hard to mimic.
right.
Just looks like an image totally easy. That's why when you watch the trailer you're like that looks really good,
Right.
and then you get to the movie and you're watching them move around the whole time and you start to see the flaws because
Right.
you can always tell the difference.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how the kid burned a mime alive, and it just cut the scene?
They just
That was probably my favorite scene in the
Yeah.
whole
Favorite
movie.
scene, too.
Or at
Like
least
the
one
mime
of them.
interrogation.
Where they mime like good cop, bad cop, and then like police brutality,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
a murder.
like that
That's
escalated
Zach
so
Gottman.
quickly.
It got so crazy where he's burning him alive,
Yeah.
and then like cut away. That was
Ooh.
hilarious.
I thought it was funny when the kid was pretending to pour gas on him,
Yeah.
and then Pikachu doesn't understand, so the
So the mime
mimics,
stops
he's like,
it.
it's gas,
Yeah,
and it goes back to being terrified because he's being covered in gasoline.
like, and then the motorcycle crash. Like, he
Ooh,
runs
he's going out
forward.
hard.
Dude, he's the real
So
MVP
wild.
of that movie.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mime.
He really.
Hey, why are his shoulders dodgeballs?
Yeah, they had
Really?
a weird, like, rubbery, like, they had a seam on them.
Yeah.
It looked like they were, like, basketballs.
I didn't notice
I
that.
didn't even look at that.
Yeah.
They're always like
Oh, it
school
freaked me out.
dodgeballs.
Really quickly.
I hated his hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
I don't like we gave you the fuck eyes like several times.
Well, I mean, canonically,
He did have a weird, like, seductive gaze.
It's true.
I mean,
Mr. Mime does
canonically, yeah,
canonically
he
cuck
fucks
you.
your mom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you know that, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
Mr. Mime fucks your mom. And there's a scene in the anime where Mr. Mime has his hand on Ash Ketchum's mom's leg. I'm like, no, Mr. Mime.
but
More like Mr. Dad.
so
Mr. New Dad.
really quickly, let's bring it back to the villain.
Okay.
I think the problem with it is like generally if you're gonna have like that villain switch, you always give a few key like noticeable
Hints.
like hints like this is actually happening. But I didn't feel like that was it. It was
Oh,
just kind of
really?
like here's the villain. It's super fucking obvious. Just kidding, it's not.
It's like a Scooby Doo thing. Where
Yeah,
it's like, here's
yeah.
this guy who's a total douchebag, and here's this guy who's in one scene, and you're like, oh.
I must have just seen too many movies because the moment like the sun was on screen, I was like, oh, he's not the real bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
he's
what I was
too
thinking.
cartoonishly mean.
Well,
He's just
the
like
thing
such
is-
a douche where it's like,
As soon as they show Bill Nye and he helps the kid, you're like, you know this guy's evil. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I've seen too many movies for
he
this.
knows too much.
I think my main
For
problem.
hold on, this is a kid's movie though, so to a
Yeah.
kid who's not an experienced viewer,
yeah,
you might actually fall for that.
yeah.
Us,
All you
fully
dumb
grown
bitches out
adults clearly didn't fall
All
for the
you
gimmick.
dumb motherfucks.
I think the main problem I had with it was they tried to like redeem the son because he's just this complete asshole, and then out of nowhere he's just like, dude, I'm gonna give that person a job, and I'm gonna talk to that Pokemon.
Well, to be fair,
literally tortured.
I think
we could be a.
To be fair, he was like, I'm gonna give you a job, but make sure you make me look good.
Yeah, but he still like becomes
and then she
like
was
this
like, oh,
great,
what an honor.
He becomes this great person out of nowhere, and that kind of like irked me.
I don't think he was being a great person.
I'm not great.
He saved somebody from falling off a cliff with like no other thing to do.
Yeah. But I mean, what else were you gonna do in that?
Exactly.
Situation? Were you just gonna sit there and be like, "Oh yeah,
yeah"?
Dude, who else
He's sitting there?
Who wouldn't hunt a Ditto off a fucking like skyscraper?
I would. I would definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
especially if she looked at me with those fuck eyes.
No. Ditto went
Those are
to
not
transform the people.
Hold on. Those are not fuck eyes.
You're right. They're rape eyes.
That's exactly.
You can't say that. Those eyes fucked with me. Oh my God. Like that was Ditto being the surprise villain. He's not the main villain, right?
Right.
But that girl in the pink hair. Yeah. This is the amount of confusion this movie caused me, and I want to delve into the psychological damage that this movie has irreparably done to me.
Right.
Because this will come out in therapy.
Absolutely.
The girl that Ditto transformed into was really hot.
Come on, stop.
Okay.
No. When she's wearing the sunglasses and like that cool suit, I was like, who's this hot girl character?
I got distracted by the pink sleeves. I was like, what a weird outfit.
Which
was so embarrassing because I didn't even piece together that the pink was
neon
Ditto.
mafia. I was like, that's awesome. She looks so cool.
Okay.
And then when she morphs into a Ditto at the end and has the most horrifying eyes I've
God,
like some Japanese horror type shit.
Did anyone else think of like Coraline? With the little black button eyes.
No, I was too scared.
But now that you say that, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of was the little black button eyes. I was
See, there's two things. I knew it was the Ditto, but that's only because at the start when it's the hologram of the Eevee, I thought that was Ditto. And then it disappeared, and I'm like, wait, did the Ditto just disappear?
So
and then
I thought
when I saw her sleeves, I thought that was her skin. But then I noticed there were sleeves, and I'm like, okay. So I didn't connect her to Ditto. It's like
different
my
things.
mind did a weird
So
thing
your
there.
dumb brain spoiled the movie
exactly.
for you with by mistake. I thought that was actually really, really cool foreshadowing when they're on the set, and you see that Ditto morph into a person in the background and just like clean up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's super fucking weird.
Well, the Ditto morphs like, and then grabs his wheelchair and starts putting. That's where I was like, that's his Pokemon. And then I saw the Eevee, and I'm like, okay, so he just has the Ditto as a Pokemon.
Yeah, so I thought that was some cool foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I liked that. It was a neat touch. There was something else.
That was
it was his line where he's like, when he shows the holographic image to Tim, the main character, he's like, it can let you see things that the police want you to see and that people don't want you to see. Right. Like, I thought that was a neat little foreshadowing, like, I'm showing you the part I want you to see, not what actually happened.
Yeah. There's also the foreshadowing of him being like, evolving the Eevee into Flareon and being like, hey, Pokemon can evolve, and a human could be better than that. Which, by the way, fun thing, I like how he's like, look how powerful the Pokemon can become. And he turns Eevee into a fucking Flareon, which, for all you Pokemon fans in there, is the worst evolution.
It's the worst.
It's the weakest evolution. I think Jolteon might be a bit weaker, but I'm not sure about that. But, like...
Who's your favorite evolution? Everyone go around.
Jolteon, but just because of design.
I'd have to look at them all, to be honest. I think Jolteon's pretty dope, but I'd have to see them all to make my decision. And then there's like 3 new ones or something. So
I like Glaceon.
Glaceon's
She's got like cool ice crystals for like ears. I think that's really cool. I like the design.
But yeah, that was funny.
Talking about the villain, something occurred to me is that his plan doesn't really make sense if I remember correctly, because he wanted to transfer his mind into Mewtwo,
right?
Because his body was deteriorating, right. So.
What happens if his body deteriorates?
But he has to be linked to his body.
Right.
He's still gonna die.
Yeah, like as soon as his body like deteriorates too much, he dies. And then the link gets cut out,
and then he's just gonna
transfer it back.
He literally even said like, my brain is in Mewtwo, but my body's still there.
Yeah.
I'm like, so your body's still gonna die.
Yeah, so like your plan doesn't make any sense.
You have to feed your fucking dead body to keep it alive.
even your selfish, I just want to do this for myself plan doesn't make any sense. Much less I'm trying to save the world.
But also, like,
so either way, it would fail.
Yeah, and they explain like Mewtwo can transfer souls of people into Pokemon.
And what about their bodies?
Well, yeah, that was weird.
Like, what happened to those?
So
They get stored in the Pokemon
What did happen to
too.
Reynolds' body? Did they ever explain
It gets
that?
stored in
It gets
Mewtwo,
stored
I
in
guess.
the Pikachu?
I don't know. No,
Well,
because he picks it up or something.
That
And he like
happened-
disintegrates
That happened
it.
to all the other people. They like
their
fizzled
bodies went
into
Right,
the
right,
Pokemon. But I thought it was my bad. So his plan, right? He wants to become a
I need to get back to
Pokemon.
that
He
in a
wants to
minute.
change his soul into a Pokemon. They explain that Mewtwo can do this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of a crazy thing to throw out that you can. The souls are canon, and you can swap them into Pokemon, and I guess just like own that.
Only
Pokemon.
when they're
So-
high as fuck, though.
Yeah. So they have to give them this
why?
drug to weaken their will.
Yeah.
Why not do it once to Mewtwo, and then take control of Mewtwo and say, "Okay, Mewtwo, put my soul in you."
Yeah.
Plan over. You don't have to control him anymore.
Here's my question.
Because you saw it was permanent for Ryan Reynolds as the Pikachu.
Right.
Like it never went away.
Here's my
Until
question.
the end, yeah.
Here's my question. So, Pikachu could talk because the body of Ryan Reynolds, I'm just going to call him Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
went into Pikachu, right? So that's why he could talk?
I think it was he could understand the son
Because they were, like,
they were family.
connected.
Yeah, I
the
didn't.
power
it
of
didn't-
family.
That didn't make any sense. Either, but
Yeah.
Yeah, why could they?
No, actually it was because I think it was because Mewtwo was like, bring the sun to me. So he probably was like, I'm gonna give you some Deus Ex Machina power so you can only talk to him. So you have to find him.
Yeah, Mewtwo's God now.
Yeah, Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's my new god.
Why did we ever have Mew, by the way? We had Mewtwo, but we
because
never
that was the
mentioned Mew.
fossil or whatever.
I feel like that's for
That's
people who have seen.
That's for the
Mewtwo Strikes
sequel.
Back,
No,
right?
that's for the
Okay.
sequel.
Mewtwo Strikes Back, the first Mewtwo movie.
Yeah, I actually think that was a kind of a reference to that plot line, to that story of that movie. Is like, oh, they got the DNA from Mew. It's Mewtwo.
Yeah.
because I mean that is
That
how
was
it
just
is
another reference.
in the Pokemon lore.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
One more thing about Mewtwo, by the way. I've recently kind of like realized this, how fucking cool Mewtwo's design is and like how intimidating he looks.
Yeah.
And then the 3D model was really good until I give him a mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
thinking that
Yeah.
when I saw the movie, I was like, doesn't Mewtwo like talk telekinetically? Like, doesn't he
Telepathically.
I mean, but like he doesn't usually use
He
his
levitates
mouth.
a pencil.
He writes
Well, I think even if they give him a mouth, that would work. They gave him fucking teeth too,
gave him
just like
Sonic
Sonic.
teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fucking
they did
terrible.
a-
and then
they
he
did a fucking
smiled, and I'm
Sonic
like,
thing.
It was really weird.
Because
Yeah.
like I've always been such a fan of like his not always, I just said recently, but like I've been a fan of his design because it's like so fucking intimidating looking. And
yeah.
just like
He's very like he looks alien.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a lot of Pokemon, they resemble animals or plants or some kind of like hybrid animal.
right.
He just looks like a scary alien. Man.
dude, I noticed there's like
parakeets.
there's like a spine thing going from his head into his back.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like a
that too.
tube, and I'm like, what the fuck is
And
that?
he's got this like
Yeah.
chest plate sternum.
It's so
like,
Yeah,
cool.
he's got like
He's got like the
Sternum
Frieza
really-
tail or
he's
like,
got these really defined bones in his chest that are
Yeah.
like pointy. It was like cool.
the
but-
first-
defined
the
bones
first
with
time I-
voluptuous tits.
Yeah, the first time I saw him, I was like, wow, the tits on this guy.
He's got, Mewtwo has the raddest tits. I mean, they took DNA from Mew to make a more like tit-centric Pokemon, and they did it. They perfected.
Well, they were trying to perfect the Pokemon, so they obviously have to add sexual attraction to it.
and
Yeah.
it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
I was
We're all in agreement.
uncomfortably hard the whole movie.
I
Until the dude like went into his body,
yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
smiled, and you're like, and then you saw the Ditto eyes, and you're like, I need to get out of this.
Hard
theater.
again.
I need to get out of this theater.
hard for girls, soft for
Why?
Ditto.
Okay,
That's
so-
my review.
Here's my thing. Another thing I want to talk about is the connection between the girl and the Tim, or lack thereof.
Okay.
Because like so many like children movies, they always have, if a male and a female work together, they kiss at some point or they have some sort of romantic interest. This movie like was teasing at it. He admitted like, I'm very attracted to her, and then she went in, and then nothing happened. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they never. Okay, the human. the Pokemon characters in this movie I thought were universally pretty good.
Right.
Like they were entertaining.
Yeah.
They
were
fun
true to the
stuff.
decks, which I'm sure a lot of
They
fans
were
would
like
love.
really true to specific details, like the A-palm, like powering up that punch, like that. That's a really specific
The side up
reference.
headache thing.
The side headache thing, which is never in the game.
No,
It's
it
like,
is.
Is it?
That's in the decks.
Oh,
yeah.
well, I mean, it's in the decks, but it's not like a move, right?
Right,
It's not like
Can
a
we talk
thing
about
that
the
you can do.
psychological trauma you get from being strapped in a car seat with a bomb next to me? that was one of my favorite lines in the movie.
But,
I feel like Ryan Reynolds was just watching that scene and then he just said that.
Yeah.
He said it.
but I love the Pokemon characters, and for the most part, I love their designs. Right?
Yeah.
I thought they're cool. Those Bulbasaur were so fucking cute. That
Yeah.
I
They
think
were
like
they were one of
really
the-
cute.
they were so cute
way too
that
cute.
that like people were crying.
yeah.
I get a little misty eyed at how fucking cute those Bulbasaur are, and you knew they knew that they were cute because they held on them for so long.
What
Okay,
was funny
did
was-
you
I whispered over to Mara and I was like, I'm still picking Squirtle. You can't change my mind.
did you see when the girl walked up? One of the Bulbasaur literally went nyeh, nyeh, or like no,
Yeah,
or so,
yeah.
I forget the exact words of
Yeah, he
it,
says
but it was
no,
literally
no.
like it was like English almost. It was freaking.
I thought it was really cool that like they gave the Pokemon a lot of like little mannerisms.
Yeah.
Like, they had a lot of
Yeah.
little quirks, like especially Pikachu. He was very expressive. That being said, the human characters
right.
We're less
so
expressive.
fucking forgettable.
Yeah.
I
I don't even know the girl's name.
Lucy.
Lucy,
Tim
okay.
looked.
Lucy must be traded.
Her name was Lucy Stevens, which is like the most I threw a dartboard at generic name. Like I threw a dart at a dartboard of
Oh, never
generic
mind.
names.
I was gonna say, like, wasn't that the Hoenn, like, the Hoenn champion's name? But no, it's Steven Stone.
Yeah, if it was a reference, I didn't get it. But the human characters were less expressive than
The
the animated
CG
ones.
yeah.
I mean, that's almost to be expected because you can almost, when you're doing that, you have to like imitate that emotion
True.
to get it.
You have to amp it up.
Exactly. Well, not necessarily. They have the dots, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how motion
So,
capture works.
They have to make the emotion, so it automatically sets that emotion is going to be in there. When you're acting, you don't necessarily do that. For example, the kid, when he was sad, he kind of just deadpanned it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was fake tear. The first tear that dropped, I thought it was CGI. Because there wasn't actually anything on his face.
Well, because it came down the side of his
Yeah.
face.
Yeah,
It
so
was,
I-
like the side that wasn't.
I
on
was
the
like, are you
camera.
kidding me? There's CGI in tears. But then I realized he had the other
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, okay. But
He sucked.
he was just kind of deadpanning during that moment. And then the whole like,
Tell me you didn't plan this.
and like I get that he didn't like his dad, like because he was, they never really explained that. He was just like,
they did. So his
did?
mom died, and his dad was like really busy with work all the time.
Oh, yeah,
His
okay,
dad
yeah.
moved to the city to do like his detective work, and he had been living with his grandma. And his dad was like, "Well, you should come stay with me," but he was mad at his dad for not being there.
I mean, I get it. That makes sense. But after he died, he literally like went up to the detective and went like, okay, is this all? I'm just wanting his keys.
Yeah, he
I just
was-
need to get his
he
shit
was
done and get out of
Very
here.
dismissive.
Yeah.
Very chill about his dad being dead, and for a moment, I thought it was going to be, kind of an interesting aspect of his character.
Yeah.
Like he's very stunted about this death.
Yeah,
He's kind of
that's-
in
it
denial,
that's-
or-
yeah.
Kind of
Well, they have a tough relationship, and I thought they would go into that more, but it was really just like he was kind of pissy.
Yeah, and then 5 seconds later, he's like, no, he's alive. And it's
Great, my
like, where did
dad's
this
dead.
come from?
Yeah, okay, so what I thought would
Yeah.
be
My
would be
dad's dead. I dropped my
interesting-
ice cream cone. It sucks.
These are the two worst things to ever happen to me
What I thought would be interesting is like
today.
something really bad happens to you. Some people just respond to that by kind of repressing that emotion and just going deadpan.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like if that was like, I feel like that can be pulled off with good acting,
And-
but I
and I
didn't
thought it might
buy
be.
it.
Yeah.
And then like moments later he turned around because he was like I don't even care if my dad's dead, and then
Yeah.
he goes back to his apartment, and then he shows up in the guy's office the next day. And he's like, he's not dead. I swear to God, he's not dead. I'm like, what is
Stop saying he's dead.
It's like,
And then the
now
guy's,
you can.
and then the guy's like, here's the footage, and then the car blows up, and he's like, oh yeah, he's definitely dead.
Yeah, and it's like,
without
what?
asking why the car blew up to begin with.
Yeah.
cars don't just explode.
It's like
I
he
didn't
didn't
play
even
Grand
ask.
Theft Auto. Yes, they do.
He didn't even ask about the body, which was what because he was basically like, oh, he's dead. And then Detective Pikachu was like, well, yeah, did he find a body? He's like, he didn't. And then he sees the car explode, and he's like, oh, well, I didn't see a body, but he's definitely dead.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
no
like,
one could have survived
it's
that.
like,
Even
but
though the
then
last
still-
scene just
you
explained,
still
like, I
didn't see the
survived, so he
body.
could survive.
I want to point out all the inconsistencies of police work in this movie. Like, he didn't even have to confirm the body.
They're just like, he died.
It's just like it's gone.
Front
It's like,
page.
You know, he must have burned in a fiery crash. He disintegrated.
He's Soup's dead. Don't worry about it.
I mean, well, okay, actually,
I was there. He's dead.
to actually defend that,
Trust.
To defend that, they did explain like, oh, these guys control the media, so they're probably like, because they knew the detective was after them.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, oh, he's dead.
I would have been suspicious though if they're like, we don't have a body. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sus.
That's why they had the news, the fiery death of explosion, and they made it so graphic because they're like the body's gone.
I was
That thing's
cracking up at that. The paper he reads says, "Detective dies in fiery crash."
And then you see the car in the picture, and like there was like a little bit of fire on the bottom.
Yeah, that's honestly, I didn't buy that explosion could have decimated someone.
No.
because like it like
hit the
knocked
back of the car.
It like it hit the back end of the car. It knocked the car off the bridge, and the car was upside down, but not even smashed enough for somebody to like actually be smashed
And also,
by the car.
how was it an explosion? It was Greninja.
It was
Like,
water.
Like if they
That's a
forgot
good
that
question.
it was Mewtwo, like that it wasn't Mewtwo, did they forget their own fucking twist?
Yeah.
Well, it was Greninja throwing water crystals.
Cool. Yeah, because like they threw it
That
and
is
it
a
like
good
popped
point.
up. You could have said like, oh, well, maybe it caught fire when it landed, but it didn't land on the bottom.
Or maybe they could have like shown it like it gets hit with water or something and it gets pushed
Right.
off the side, or it gets pushed into like the guardrail
And it, like,
then
hits a
flips
tree or
over.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it explodes with fire from water.
Wait. No, never mind. I was gonna say, did he use Scald? Because Scald is a Pokemon water move that leaves a burn.
Except that
He
Pikachu,
used Water Shuriken.
Pikachu
though.
explicitly says, "Oh, look, this is a part of the ice crystal."
Yeah.
Dude, twist. All right, Mewtwo missed. He hit the car, and that's why he feels bad for humanity.
Oh shit.
It's like, there are some good humans. I hope.
Fingers crossed.
I fucked up here. I gotta save this guy.
If you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I will spare humanity. I'm a vengeful god, but I'm not without fault.
Pikachu, go find a human that's worth it. And then he finds this kid, and he's like, "That'll do, I
right,
guess."
Good enough.
That'll do, Chief.
Gonna
Kid's a little stone cold, but I'll make do.
was not good enough. Tim did
Nothing.
so little.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing, another thing about Tim I want to gripe about. The phone call at the start, where he's like, "Oh, I got 4 messages." What I really hate about that is what they missed a great opportunity to be like, "Oh, I got a voicemail," and then he plays it, and then it tells him. I don't like how, because when you have a character who's sad, he wouldn't be like, "Oh, there was a crash, my father died. Oh no."
Where was his
That's
friend
what he
the whole
was.
movie, by the way?
He was gone. He didn't care.
The friend was like
A better actor than he was.
and really funny.
Yeah.
Like he had some good timing. And
When you-
he's been in Deadpool. I think
Oh,
he
was
was
he?
in both
Yeah.
Deadpool
Okay.
movies. So
when
him
you
and Ryan
read
Reynolds
something
work
like that,
together.
you don't just like, "Oh man, this happened." Like, you would be like shocked. Like,
You'd be like,
so
I gotta go home.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
better if it played a voicemail, because then it would tell the viewers
'cause, like,
without him, and then his face could slowly like go from like, "Oh, 5 voicemail, 5."
I was like, he was like, oh, I finally got service. I'm like, you're in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
You were in like a residential area.
Yeah, there, you can see buildings in the background of these trees.
Exactly.
Why don't you have service?
Also, this is kind of like a minor thing of just like continuity, but they all spoke English and were mostly like white or mixed. Why are all the signs in Japanese?
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the signs
Yeah.
are in Japanese.
Oh, I
That
didn't
was
know.
weird.
Well, they were driving in Japanese.
They're driving Japanese cars.
The
Style.
style, because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
steering was on the other way, and then Sam noticed. You said that they were
Oh,
driving on.
There was
Yeah.
one point. There was one shot, and I may have been wrong about this. It's just what it looked like. They only showed it for a second, but there was one. They were doing a driving sequence where
what you're
Tim
gonna say.
and Lucy were driving
Yeah, I know
out
what
to
you're
the
gonna say.
facility, and it makes three. It shows the
Three
car
shots,
here. 'Cause it shows the car from a different angle, and then shows the car from a different angle. And on the first shot, the car was driving on the left side of the road. The second, it was driving on the right side of the road, and the third, it was driving on the left side of the road.
Weird.
Which means that they just probably what they did for the second one was they just flipped it to make it seem like it was going in the right direction.
right.
But they forgot that it was on the
for
wrong
shot continuity.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
forgot that it was on the wrong side of the road now that they flipped it.
Well,
Huh.
It's like how
there was
if
no
you,
traffic too.
when you're showing a character in a
point.
movie
Nobody was
going
out
to
there.
a new location, you always show them moving in the same direction.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that helps your brain like follow that course.
So-
That makes sense that they would. That's so weird.
you know what's another thing?
But it was weird that they didn't like fix the car being on the wrong side of the road.
just
That's-
just set the drone up again and drive.
Exactly.
I need to rewatch the beginning, but when the movie started, Mara told me that when the dad gets in the car with Pikachu and drives away at the very beginning, he's driving in a Mustang, and then it changed like a different car when he's leaving.
Really?
Yeah,
I think it was actually.
I have to
That's
check
the one
that.
Because I remember
noticed.
it being a sports kind of car. I don't think they actually. It didn't show them getting in. I don't think it was just the car driving.
Just the car.
And
took
I
over.
remember it being a more
sporty
expensive car.
Yeah, and then it was like some, like-
it was like some piece of shit when it was on fire. Which I mean, that they might have actually
didn't
set a
wanna,
car on
like,
fire
ruin
and they
the
didn't want to
budget.
ruin it. Yeah.
Any car is a piece of shit once it's on fire.
Fair. I mean,
Yeah, like I need to rewatch.
well,
that
not if it
'cause
only explodes
that's
that much.
interesting.
Like you could probably still use that piece of shit, honestly.
Only if it explodes from water.
I remember when I first saw the trailers for the movie, and I saw like the clip of like the Earth like rising up. I was like, "What the fuck is gonna happen
Yeah.
there?"
Yeah.
And
Okay,
the thing is-
that was cool.
the Doterra.
Really?
Yeah. Did
you
Because
predict it, by the
me and
way?
Sam found it bullshit.
I predicted it. I thought
I
it
did
was
too.
stupid and crazy.
in the
But I liked-
plot of the movie, it was dumb and
Yeah.
unnecessary. The sequence was cool.
What person wouldn't notice 7 new mountains?
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
true. Like, how did they get there?
up.
Well, I think it's because they were actually it didn't show a lot. It was literally just like they started driving and then they were there, but I think they drove out to like the country. Like I don't
They
think
weren't far.
I don't think they were near a city or anything.
You would notice if a bunch of mountains showed. Like
Yeah,
someone would
Someone go on
notice.
Google Maps.
Someone who like hikes.
I feel like
I
that
thought it
whole
was cool.
scenario was
Yeah.
kind of unneeded. And I kind of talked to Sam about this where it was like
They died many times in that scene.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
they definitely should have died, but they should also like it
They
didn't
should have
show
died.
anything. It didn't actually show it. Literally
Yeah,
just like the mountains came up and then they were there.
Pikachu got hit by a rock, like a pebble, and then
Yeah.
dies.
And then nearly dies.
They could have just
And that's
had
the
him
only
get hit
plot
like a
thing.
ninja when they were trying to escape.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know
But
what's funny?
instead, they escape into the woods. The woods become, or the mountains become animals, and then after they almost die because of this, the animals just kind of sit back down, like whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was weird, but
why
actually,
did they get up to begin with?
I actually did enjoy that scene
Because of the
And-
Psyduck.
Oh, because of the Psyduck.
I know,
having
but
that
at the
head
same time,
explosion.
like
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
think
know,
it woke him up.
if it was something like that, I feel like they would stand up way more, and I feel like then somebody would be like, okay, there's some moving mountains.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Did you feel
it's-
that like
it's-
fucking
Okay, to be fair, though, to be fair,
9.0 magnitude earthquake
To be
that just
fair,
went
though,
off?
Yeah,
let's be real.
I wonder where that
cities
came
have
from.
been leveled.
If we look at literally any movie, we can be like, how did nobody see that? To like any movie.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but
But what I want to say is, sure, like all that stuff is stupid about it. I thought like the visuals of it were really cool. Like,
Yeah,
and sort of like the action of it when the two Torterra are both getting up and kind of shifting, and like mountains are closing in on them from both sides. That was a really neat visual.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
like jumping across trees, like that was just cool.
it was
I
cool
liked
because
that.
it didn't actually. A lot of it didn't look CGI.
Well, I mean, it all was.
It all was, but a
cool,
lot of it
yeah.
didn't look like it. Like,
It looked really good.
and
Oh,
I
yeah,
think that's
that
like
scene
whenever they were
actually looked really
sliding
good.
down to the trees,
Yeah.
that looked really real, and that looked cool.
It did look really cool.
Yeah.
It looked really good. I thought overall the movie wasn't shot especially well.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
fair.
it wasn't framed super great. I don't know a lot about shot composition.
Yeah.
I know a little bit, but I just thought that like overall it was very colorful,
Yeah.
which I liked. It had a lot of use of color, especially in the city, and the scenery was pretty, and of course the Pokemon were pretty.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
not an especially visually engaging movie
You know
for
what?
kids,
I
which
actually-
I thought was kind of.
What I actually
Not
thought
what I
was like
expected.
one of the most visually cool scenes to me, at least my personal opinion, was when they were going to check out that abandoned facility. Because I love stuff like that, going
Yeah.
searching for clues in abandoned facilities. I think that's very cool, and I think they did that facility really well, like how it was destroyed and like how you would try to piece together the aftermath, like why is this thing that should look like this totally destroyed and over there?
Felt,
It
felt very video gamey.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a cool way.
I thought it should have been really
Metroid.
Yeah,
Metroid
it was
does
very
that,
Metroid. Yeah,
I think,
but I think they ruined it by showing the holographs or the holograms of exactly what happened. I was like, I feel like they should have pieced together what happened with clues rather than just being shown exactly what happened.
There wasn't so much detectiving. It was a lot of like, well, I was here and then a guy showed up.
Yeah.
What were the other files that were corrupted? Because the only file that they found and the only that worked was everything they needed to know.
Yeah, they saw the first one and the one where Mewtwo escapes.
There's
and like 8 months or like 30 days or something. Actually, not 8 months.
Maybe that was what was corrupted.
Yeah, it was like
he
like
skipped through it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he went from day 30 or whatever when he escaped, and he skipped all the way back to day 1. None of the files were corrupted.
It was like day 80 or something.
Yeah,
and I just like I mean, obviously it's movie logic. Of course, that the important ones are relevant. I wonder if they're like, what was on those other tapes, like boring science shit.
Yeah.
That these were the only two like ones with any relevance.
So,
what was on the rest of those tapes?
Directors to Detective Pikachu, I have one request. When you release the Blu-ray disc on the bonus features, can you please have the other tapes? Because we want to know what happened.
I want to see the one where they accidentally left the security cameras on while two people were having sex in front of Mewtwo.
Yes.
And Mewtwo was just like, I want to kill everyone in this room.
That's why he's so mad. He's doing the whole thing where he's got like his hands are plastered to the window. His face is like, oh my god.
No, I'm more imagining rather he's just still in his armed cross pose. He's like, stop.
He doesn't understand
stop.
sex, so he's like looking at him like, that woman is killing, or that man is killing that woman. He's getting stabbed.
He's impaling her.
I don't even have genitals.
And yet I'm still aroused.
He had that really long tail, though.
I think it would have been really cool if they came to the facility and because Pikachu short-circuited it, like everything was destroyed because those things got out and just wrecked everything. I think that would have been cool.
The facility was still pretty
intact. Because the only reason I can think of is why literally no one was there was the whole idea to trap them and get them to find Mewtwo. But they wouldn't have found Mewtwo based off of that. So I don't see why they just completely abandoned the facility,
Here's another thing. You know how like car beepers, like you can lock it. You have to be like
the key fob.
You have a pretty good distance from it. Motherfucker is driving and he's like, I'm gonna press these buttons, they're gonna open the doors over the facility.
Well, that's just a computer. That's a little different.
Bluetooth be wild, bro.
You could like connect through internet. Yeah. I think that
But again,
works.
like when they're out in the fucking trees by the house, they have no service, but now they're out in the fucking woods.
Stupid. Okay.
Look, all right, Tim can't afford a mobile hotspot. He's got a low-paying job at an insurance firm
that we never see
he's not
or
the
matter.
creator of an entire city.
What the fuck is that? Is that supposed to be a joke that he works for an insurance firm? It's like, oh, that's so boring. It's like,
That's
they
an
never
insult.
go.
That's an insult to everyone who works in insurance.
They never go anywhere with it, though.
Yeah.
They don't show him like at a boring job
Dude, there's
or whatever.
so much development with Tim that just goes completely unwashed. And with Pikachu, why did he not know how to use electricity and then he just does? And he's like,
I think it was the idea.
That.
No, it was the idea that it was the human mind because it was his father rather. So he doesn't know how to use the power.
And
I
they
get
explained
that,
at the
but
beginning
then-
that it was like, he has amnesia from the accident.
He assumes
accident,
he is Pikachu.
No, I got that part, but with like he's walking away and then he shocks Tim and he's like, oh, now I know Volt Tackle later on.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. It's like, oh, I figured out how to do this one move. All right, I knew how to do everything, and I also know what their names are.
He's never seen. Well, he would know the names because he had a Pikachu as his partner.
Fair.
But like, did he not notice that Pikachu rubs his cheeks together and that makes electricity?
He doesn't. Again, he doesn't have. It's amnesia. He doesn't know he's a human. He thinks he's Pikachu.
But he knows enough to know Pikachu.
He doesn't, because he doesn't remember that.
No, not that specific Pikachu. He knows enough to know Pikachu.
Like what Pikachu is.
Yeah, he does. He does remember very specific things about other Pokemon.
He remembers everything about other Pokemon and that he's a Pikachu. That's it.
Let's just like really quickly get all of our stuff out about the Detective Pikachu character.
Right. Okay.
I thought he was really funny.
Of course.
He wasn't especially hilarious, But Ryan Reynolds has some good delivery, and he's just got that sort of like manic, crazy guy voice that really works. So might be too quiet.
I'm gonna jump.
All right.
Okay, that's a great fifth option.
Yeah, that's a great fifth option.
Let's talk about 1 through 4.
Yeah, I thought he was really funny, and he had a lot of good lines. And he was a like charming character. Again, a lot of the visuals, like his little quirks and his little facial expressions, were really fucking cute. Like I just want to pick him up and hug him. He was so fucking cute.
Yeah.
But he he did a little bit of detectiving, but I felt like there could have been more sort of clue hunting, more like deductive reasoning. There was a little bit of it.
Not him explaining everything.
Yeah,
honestly,
there was a lot of them just being shown stuff. And
they were stumbling into clues.
But then what really pissed me off, and they kept doing it, was something would happen, and then he or Tim would say, that.
Yeah, because of this.
Oh, this is the Torterra Garden. It's like, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit, detective.
I feel like Tim was more of a detective than Detective Pikachu.
Literally no shit, Sherlock.
But at the same time, like, he wasn't much of a detective because, again, it was just those clues that was like right in front of him, and he's like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah. Dude, Holmes and Watson and Detective Pikachu in the same year. What competition, man.
Wait for that crossover.
Waiting for that crossover.
Dude, what I don't... Like, another thing I don't get is he, like, had all the clues spread across through the apartment. None of that equated to anything.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd see more of, like, him, like, spreading clues. Like, oh, it doesn't make sense. How does this happen? But no, they just stumble ass backwards. He literally stumbles back into the crime scene because he's fucking depressed walking away.
Yeah.
How
that scene was great.
There was a lot of very convenient stumbling in that movie, and that's
I was waiting
one
for
of the
him to
things
open
I
that
mentioned
locker.
earlier was that like going from scene to scene. I was like, why is this happening? I think that was part of why, is because everything felt like it was incidental and not like anyone was really driving the story.
Okay, I know I just literally said the quote, but I feel like after saying the quote, I'm like, oh yeah, that was really stupid. Where she's like waiting for him to open the locker. How long that motherfucker sitting there?
Yeah.
Lucy, you're an unpaid intern at like the biggest news network in the city. You got shit to do.
And
you can't
she's
just sit here and stake out
sitting
this
there in the
mailbox.
spotlight.
I was waiting for somebody to open that box.
Why was that apartment building so poorly lit?
So I thought that was a neat visual.
Not the second floor. The second floor was lit as fuck.
True.
The second floor, like Spielberg fucking did that shit.
J.J. Abrams lens flare.
They're doing construction up there. They show a bunch of spotlights.
Spielberg thing.
Floodlights on the second floor.
I thought the Spielberg thing, like over lighting.
Both.
Oh, okay.
But I thought that like that visual was really interesting, and I liked the sort of throwback homage to like the like sassy dame character in noir mysteries.
Yeah,
she's
it was
like,
very noir.
She's the spunky reporter who is like introduces the main character to the actual mystery and kind of lures him in, and also
Come on, we can solve this case. I don't want to. Please? Okay.
Yeah. Please, I'm cute.
I'm cute and I'll push my boobies together.
And then she used to do that. I know. And then like that is one of the things of those noir mysteries, is that like, oh, she's really attractive, and she uses her like feminine wiles to lure the guy into the case. That's sort of the trope. But I thought that was just like kind of a neat homage at first. But she was so annoying. Like she was so,
I feel like rather than seducing him onto the case, she kind of just annoyed him onto doing it. Because at the start she tried to get up all on him, right, and be like, we need to do this case, and he was just like, nah. And then he just walked away. Like he was so not affected by her
shoving
at
the phone
all.
in his face, and
your dad just died.
Your dad just died. Let's solve his death.
Tell me everything about him.
To be fair,
It's
though,
like,
had you known anyone else would have been pissed about it, but Tim didn't seem to really care.
Tim doesn't really care that much.
He doesn't think you caught the one guy who doesn't care that his dad's dead.
Tim's like, I gotta go clean the apartment of my dead father and then sleep in his bed.
Yeah, I gotta sleep in my dead dad's bed and remove all of his personal effects.
I was thinking about that.
Are out from under the bed.
I gotta clean up my dad's cum socks.
Well, I was thinking about that.
It's
When
very starchy.
Detective Pikachu was like, he's like, yeah, you can sleep on the couch. He's like, I'm not sleeping on the couch. It's like, you want to sleep in your dead father's bed? Like, the sheets were still like open when you were looking at it.
Your dad's cum was on those sheets.
You were once on those sheets.
You
Oh
were
my
once on those
God.
sheets. From cummy sheets to cummy sheets. The cycle continues anew.
And such is the circle of life.
Such as the circle of life. Man, I wish that was in The Lion King. Disney's afraid.
We're not watching the new Lion King. That looks
No, we're
stupid.
not.
Is that what they wipe on Simba's forehead?
Why is it red?
You clearly have not been watching enough Animal Planet.
Oh
Red.
my god.
Channel 43.
Yeah.
More like
Yeah.
34.
No, it's 43.
Yeah, I
It was
thought...
right above Cartoon Network. At least
You
on
didn't
my
understand.
cable.
Never mind.
42 was Cartoon Network. 41 was Disney Channel. 40 was Nickelodeon.
It was-
39 was ABC Family.
It was a
That's
joke.
right.
It's true.
That was the only channels. And then
It was-
like
it was a joke,
126 was Nicktoons.
Wow, this joke for anyone in our area is going to be so funny.
And 167 was Nickelodeon Eastern. So we got it all earlier.
That's true.
See, our fan base is so niche, I'm not sure if we have that one.
That's
Wasn't
true.
like 122 or 132 a different... It was like Nick something else.
Nicktoons.
Nicktoons.
126 was
126 was Nicktoons. and that was-
127
Oh,
was...
no. One.
And that had Secret Show,
Yeah.
which
no.
is funny
No,
as
130,
fuck.
130 something.
See,
That's a real detective show. No,
Secret plug. Plug for Secret Show.
Yeah,
it's
Secret
really
Show.
funny.
Bring it back. No, okay, no. The 133.
Nintendo.
That was Teen Nick, I think. That's what put like Degrassi.
Teen Nick. Degrassi.
Yeah.
I didn't memorize the TV shows because by the time I got into like, I think like 6th grade, Comcast had just bought all the shows.
True.
So I just stopped watching TV.
Well, Nicktoons had like Avatar and like Invader Zim. I didn't watch Invader Zim, but I definitely
Invader
watched a lot
Zim
of
was a
Avatar.
good
Pretty
one.
much Avatar.
Yeah.
All right, we're
What
getting
it-
off
what
track here,
Nicktoons was
guys.
Can we just do an Avatar cast?
Can we talk
Can
about?
we do an Avatar cast?
Yes.
Avatar.
Can we also can we talk about the Secret Show?
I never saw
We
that.
should do.
Okay.
We should do an Avatar rewatch cast.
Deal.
Where we watch all of Avatar: Last Airbender and
Can I
talk about it.
I'm
Can we
in,
get? Can
yeah.
we actually?
Has everyone seen it already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all of our pretty much favorite shows.
Cool.
Can we get Justin too? Because Justin loves that show too.
Sure, yeah.
I was gonna say, if anyone hasn't seen it, I'm sorry. You need to watch it now.
It's so good.
Okay.
I own Korra. I own the complete set, and I still haven't finished it. I need to. I really enjoyed it.
It's
I
got
think
some
I didn't
parts.
care.
The
too
only
much for
problem
Korra.
I don't like is like the character never really grows. She just becomes worse.
I disagree, but that's for a later podcast.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch The Secret Show? I'm sorry, I just want to.
No.
Okay.
I don't
My
know what that
favorite
is.
thing about The Secret Show was the whole bit is at the beginning of every episode. It was you know what I'm talking
The
about.
cold open.
Because the cold open on every single episode is like this old lady in a rocking chair with a bunch of cats. She's like,
And it's like
"Welcome."
a public bunnies.
bunnies,
And it was like a public access TV show, like low budget. It's just like some local person.
yeah, and she's like, "Hello, welcome back to Grandma's Bunny Show" or something like that. She's like, "On today's episode, we're gonna," and like 2 seconds later, just a bunch of FBI agents come in, always different ways, raid the place, kick them all out. Sorry, we're using this time slot for The Secret Show.
Oh my god.
And it was so funny. I'm gonna show you a
this.
compilation of all of them.
I'm
after
gonna-
this.
I gotta
it's
see
so
this.
good. There was
All
one.
right.
The one that sticks out in my mind is like this like huge tube just like
Oh, yeah,
lowers
just
into the shot,
catapults her.
and then like sucks up all the little bunnies and the old lady Sharon Hall, and then the agents just storm in. They're like,
Jesus
"We're using this
Christ.
time slot for The Secret Show."
Anyway.
It was a show comprised almost entirely of like running gags,
Like Phineas and Ferb.
like Phineas and Ferb, but it was like so on point.
We
every
need
single
to
time.
we need to
Victor,
wrap up.
are you still alive? Yes, I'm still alive.
We need to wrap up Detective Pikachu because we're just talking about like cartoon shows now.
True.
People have something to look forward to, but
Yeah.
for now, Detective Pikachu, average movie,
Average movie.
Average.
very
Average.
entertaining though.
Go watch it.
Good
It's
for the
fun.
novelty. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a
like-
Pokemon fan, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think we should say something about that. The Pokemon fans,
Because like so many of these movies like piss off their fan bases or anything. This stays pretty true to the
or
story.
Yeah, I
or
don't
are
feel
like
like-
really annoying, like
Yeah.
really pandering. I thought this had a nice, middle ground.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just
So,
like
give-
Pokemon and I liked it.
Give me an example
so-
of a pandering one.
Like
Because an example of a really
an
annoying-
Angry Birds movie.
Yes, yes, yes.
Where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like everything's a reference.
It's just there to be there.
And then like
Yeah.
you have like
Where
the
they feel like
Super
it's just-
Mario movie where it's like, what the fuck were you thinking?
where it has nothing to do with anything.
Trust the fungus.
Hey, everybody.
What?
Trust the fungus.
Trust the fungus.
Trust the fungus.
Trust the fungus. Did you ever see the Mario movie?
no.
You motherfuckers!
We need to do a Mario movie cast.
You know what? I can sum it up by showing you a picture of what they
No.
No.
End this now.
Y'all got a lot to look forward to.
You want to do just a wrap up, final thoughts of Detective Pikachu?
I feel like I've said everything.
Reverse order.
Okay.
Sam, you first.
You first.
I feel like I said everything. Was mediocre acting. Plot was weird. Feels like they stumbled into it. And the characters weren't really driving it.
Yeah.
But again, super fun to watch.
It was a
and
novelty.
we've been talking about it for an hour and a half. So
Yeah.
And none of us didn't like it.
I
was entertained.
disliked it.
I was entertained.
I was smiling for most of the movie, even though I didn't like.
Even though you're not super into Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said for like two people that don't really like Pokemon at all. And still enjoyed it.
I also appreciated that they as much as a big Kanto fan that I am, they didn't just focus on Kanto Pokemon. There was a lot of Kanto Pokemon, but they still had some other
a
ones.
nice mix.
Yeah.
They had I mean, obviously they couldn't do like a ton of different Pokemon because holy shit, that would be so expensive. It would take forever.
Yeah.
And you would get so many shitty ones, but they had a lot of different ones. They had like 3 different kinds of bird Pokemon. They had
there was tons of effort into like designing these Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because there's still
pretty good.
most of Kanto Pokemon, and then you just see Golett, the big fucking brown golem thing walking. Oh fuck,
that was cool.
Golett, okay.
I was actually, when I saw that, I was thinking about it. I was like, that's gonna be annoying to walking because he doesn't give a shit about people. He's gonna walk right through them. I know it perfectly.
Actually, before we do our wrapping up, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about because I feel like they made a live action Pokemon movie that wasn't really about catching or battling.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
Yeah, I think points for creativity.
Yeah.
Points for that.
I give it for not resting on the laurels or anything, but
Man, I would watch a Pokemon battling movie though.
Me too.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
if
Pokemon
they-
anime, Pokemon Origins?
Little bit.
I
little
hear
bit.
it's good. I've seen clips of it.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, I would totally watch a Pokemon one that was more adherent to the general themes of the game, like catching and battling Pokemon.
Right.
I don't know if I'd watch it if it was Ash Ketchum. Because that needs to stay
I wouldn't.
animated.
I wouldn't
That needs to
watch
stay
it.
animated.
All new cast,
All new cast, good actors.
Please.
Please God, they were so insufferable.
No. All right, here's my question. If that stays Ash, Brock, and Misty, who is your dream cast for Ash,
I
Brock,
don't
and
know
Misty?
any celebrities, so I can't. I'm not in this conversation.
Okay.
Well, wait. All right, Brock, we know who it's gonna be.
Samuel L.
Michael
Jackson.
B. Jordan.
I was gonna say, I almost said Michael Jackson. No, Sam Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson, yeah.
Sam Jackson.
Michael Jackson's fucking dead.
I know.
Bring him back to life so he can play this character.
Sam Jackson.
Well, he would hang
be a
on
very
to
good
11-year-old.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
No, okay, yeah, Sam Jackson. I'm tired of these motherfucking rock Pokemon in my motherfucking gym.
I'm tired of this motherfucking rain getting out of my motherfucking driveway.
That is the most specific deep cut. All right.
Could go for some jelly donuts right now. Have you seen that? Yes. Oh my god.
All right. Well, yeah. Overall, I thought it was more entertaining than
Not going.
that it looked like it would have been. It looked bad. I loved the novelty of it. I'm just stoked that this got made and wasn't terrible.
I would not offer a sequel.
No.
I wouldn't. I think it was fine as a standalone movie. Again, I would watch another live action Pokemon movie. Just use the same models and make some new ones. And
What if they made a sequel, but they got better actors? So
That's what
it
we
actually
just said.
became
It
like
wouldn't
a
be a
better
sequel.
sequel.
I would like a.
It's the
Okay,
same characters
you're right.
though, but they changed the whole cast.
I would like.
That'll go over well.
I would like a movie in this same universe that was about battling and training.
Okay.
Because they said that they do that, in the rest of the world.
Yeah, just
They
not
showed that brief clip of like a gym battle, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's so cool! I want to see that."
Yeah.
Yeah, then they go back to fucking Republic City where it's like, we're all equal here. No fighting. Only for sports. But it's like underground sports, I guess.
I was gonna say that it's still illegal. Yeah.
Yeah, the underground fighting
It's
ring.
like cockfighting.
Yeah.
Drug up their Pokemon and have them fight. That's kind of messed
I
up.
guess the last thing I want to say is the worst looking Pokemon was absolutely Gengar.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
looked so bad and so nightmarish.
I feel like it should
And
have been
not
more
like the way it should
transparent.
have been.
And not in like a spooky way, in like a ew. gross.
I feel like it should have been more transparent because he was very solid, actually.
Yeah, he was very solid.
Like, he didn't seem
And
like a
his
ghost.
proportions were off.
Yeah, his facial proportions were really fucking strange.
Just make a Clefairy or Clefable and make it spooky. It's not hard.
Yeah.
You already made Audino, which, by the way, no Chansey surprised me. Or no Pokemon Center at all.
Again, yeah, not a lot of references to like
Is it-
the games, which again,
I didn't really look at the background, so I can't really say that I didn't see any.
there were some
references.
cute little jokes in the background.
Yeah.
So there was one scene when, Pikachu was laying on the rock. I was, the whole time, like, Lucy is going to pull out, like, a potion and then spray it on him. He's like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah, again, not a lot of
It didn't
Pokemon
happen,
references.
You just see a duck in the background with 2 machine guns.
I knew you would weave Howard the Duck into this podcast, you bastard.
I was hoping, like, there'd be, like, some bait and switch at the end where, like, they've had this detective going on for so long and then the Pokemon place Pikachu on the rock and then leave. And then fucking Team Rocket shoots down.
They just take Pikachu and fuck off.
I thought the R on the drug
Was Rocket.
Was Rocket.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, actually.
That's the first thing I thought about. I was like, oh, cool. And then the girl with the pink hair, I was like, oh, is that going to be Jessie?
Oh, dude, that would have
that'd
been
be
so cool.
Something that
Was it?
confused me about the R was like we were talking about earlier. All the writing was in Japanese, so I thought
that
R
was just the Pokemon language.
Well,
I thought the
kind of.
R
There was
was
English.
possibly.
Yeah.
I think that's just to appeal to the Japanese audience.
Well, here's
It
the
is
thing:
a
is I
Japanese
thought
franchise.
when they saw the R and you look at the R design, it looks kind of funky. I was like, maybe that's just actually a Japanese thing, and, like,
And they're just
I
racist.
yeah, it's just like he wouldn't know Japanese. Like, why would he? So he just like mistook it for an R, and it would actually mean something else. But then it actually they just did call it R.
Some dumb symbols. I don't know what it means. It's just incomprehensible.
brain, don't know good.
It just translates to rage juice. He's like, what does this go for?
This one gives Pokemon the power to fuck.
They always had the power to fuck. I think that's the third movie.
Those A-Palms were horny as hell.
Jesus
Yikes.
Christ!
Those things were fucking scary.
Yeah, Apom was fucking scary.
I was
Okay,
a
which one
little
is Apom?
Apom was the monkey.
little monkey one.
With the
Oh,
big old
yeah,
hands.
okay, yeah. Because they look too real. Again, it gave them the teeth and stuff.
Yeah,
And
too
you're just
Scary.
like,
Hey, overall review? Too
Too
scary.
scary. Don't take your
scary.
kids.
Too scary. Don't take your kids. Too scary.
It's a horror movie.
Wait, should be rated R.
Should be rated
really.
R. Should be definitely rated R.
Pikachu's hell. Pikachu says damn, and I'm like,
Pikachu did curse.
Yeah, Pikachu
And I
was
had
the
to
only
cover-
character to curse, wasn't he?
I had to cover my ears, and I don't like that, Ryan.
I was shocked.
Did you guys hear
Hey,
the rating?
I don't like that, Ryan.
I'm actually, I'm sending him a letter.
Talking to you
tomorrow.
this
I'm not. This one's aimed at you.
It's
I
a
know you're
direct
listening.
podcast
message.
goes out to you.
I know you're listening.
I know you're a narcissistic bastard who looks at every review of all of his movies.
If Ryan Reynolds listened to this podcast, that would be incredible.
That'd be awesome.
He's gonna leave a comment and be like, "Nice podcast, guys." Thumbs up.
The black thumb.
That would be incredible.
Be sure to see Deadpool 3.
Can we talk very briefly about my theory that when we sat down for this movie, it would just be Deadpool 3?
Yeah,
like it
that
just
would be really-
switch it out. That would be amazing.
Well, maybe Ryan Reynolds' dad is still Deadpool.
Shit, that's true.
That'd be interesting.
Okay, the design
Before
of
he
Ryan,
got, ball skin.
the design of the dad, I didn't like it.
What, he looked
Like
like a
Ryan,
hipster
is,
dude?
it just looked bad. I don't really have anything comment about it. Just
'Cause he looked
I
like
did
a
not
hipster
like
douche?
it. Maybe he just looked too much like a dad trying to like appease his child, and it just it looked really weird.
With meats and wine.
You absolutely lost me there. What the hell are you
like,
talking about?
he was
had a
dressed-
jacket and a goofy hat on and glasses.
He dressed like,
He
like
was
a
dressed like a dad.
inner city
It was,
hipster.
dressed like
it was almost
yeah.
weird. I don't know. I didn't like it.
He loved coffee, so that makes sense.
He loved coffee.
loved coffee.
Dads love coffee.
I'm really
No,
glad
detectives
that plot
love
point
coffee.
went
If
somewhere
if
too.
one thing know about dads, dad love coffee.
Dad don't love son though.
Dad don't love son.
Dad, do you like Pokemon?
Are you kidding
Dad
me? He
do like
literally.
Pokemon.
Did you hear he made the room in his house exactly how his child's room was made.
That was very
He
sweet.
didn't take this stuff from the child's room and put it in his room. He bought everything from his original child's room and made it into another fucking room.
Tim threw that bus ticket away. That was probably expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said that. I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
I
that's
heard you
good
guys
money.
say, like,
I leaned over.
Was it
to-
you
I
that
leaned
said,
over
like,
to
that was
Devon, and I said,
$60?
Shit, that was $60.
Yeah.
I'm a detective. Look, we don't make the best money.
Like, Also, I feel like Tim's whole like
hasn't been
Pokemon
working
knowledge
for, like,
didn't
3
really
months.
come into play except in the fight scene.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd like
Very
freak out
true.
some more knowledge. Like, don't worry, Bulbasaur know how to heal or something like that. Like, no,
Does he?
no. But I'm saying
Mewtwo
like,
does know
example.
recover though.
But not recover teammates.
Shut up.